Hello, I'm Bob, and welcome back to Alchemy Factory. Last episode we left off trying to automate this by making nurseries, and once we put the nurseries, we figured out that they need fertilizer. So with that, we're gonna make a fertilizer factory or setup that's gonna make us enough fertilizer to last us forever and ever and ever. But we're sort of running out of space, so that means we're gonna have to buy a new plot of land, and just like that we have way more space. But first things first, let's actually see what we need to make basic fertilizer. Basic fertilizer needs plant ash and quicklime powder, which plant ash is made by burning sage in a crucible, and quicklime powder is made by crushing stone in a crucible, which gives us quicklime, and then that quicklime is then grinded to powder. Well, I guess we finished day 16. I don't remember what we did. Oh no, we wasted a lot of money. That's what we did. Okay, so with that, we're gonna need a lot of stuff, weren't we? Let's just put it here in the middle for now, because we have a lot of space, and then we're just gonna make it a blueprint and move it wherever we need it to be. So after giving it some thought, I think I know how I'm gonna do this. First of all, I'm gonna need to expand this a little bit out. So right now we have a 2x3 wooden table, and let's get all the stuff in my hotbar that I'm actually gonna need. We're gonna need conveyors, crucible, some of these thingies. We already have that. We're gonna need some of these, I believe. We're gonna need this and this. And where is our furnace? Here it is, furnace. Okay, so first I'm gonna create something like this so it could power all my furnaces and we won't have to worry, and it won't use that much wood. So with that, we're gonna start it off with this right here. Oh yeah, and also something we're gonna need, apparently these let you teleport or automatically buy stuff. So we're gonna automatically buy that right here. Just kidding, we don't have enough stuff, but just pretend that's gonna be here. Actually, let's just go get it real quick. Just gonna buy something like this, and then we're gonna need another one facing that way, because this one is gonna buy wood, and this we're gonna have it facing that way, because eventually I plan to run conveyors all along the edge, which are gonna bring the money and buy the stuff for me. Now that that's done, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Why? One is going to be dedicated to make charcoal, which is going to feed everything here, and then these 3 are going to make quicklime powder, and the last one's going to make plant ash. So let's just go ahead and work on the charcoal powder. We're going to need 2 crucibles and then 2 crushers, and then these are just going to be brought down like this and merged back. Ooh, you know what I just realized? We're gonna have to lift this up one thing. Like this, so we could put this on top. Like so. That's just gonna make it so we could run this conveyor down here and feed all of these. Except the first one. No, the first one too, actually. So yeah, with that, we're gonna need this thing to go like this. Now that that's done, we can simply just merge these together. Like this, bring it back, and here we're just gonna have some blocks here all along this, and have a conveyor lift right here that's gonna bring and feed all the charcoal powder right there. And now that that's done, we could just simply cover all of this up like so, and put one right here, because this is where all the wood's gonna go in, or all the wood that comes out of here is gonna be brought in like so. All that's left to do is feed these 2, and technically speaking this should be working now. We could test it by just adding this for now. This is temporary, just to test if it's actually working or not. I'm gonna put some money in here. It should feed this, and it's gonna buy wood. Oh, it buys a lot of wood. Why is it buying a lot of wood? And now that it has wood, It's gonna send it in like so. Crush it down. Oh wait, first we have to actually have some wood in there. So you can also add this chest right here. And for now, I'm gonna put some charcoal here. Again, it doesn't have to be charcoal. I'm just doing it so it gets a head start. But you could put wood in here just so it starts burning up some of the wood into charcoal and then crush it into charcoal powder like so. But yeah, that's the fuel done for this thing. Now let's move on to quicklime. And before I forget to do anything else, let's actually go buy some, I forget the name of it, but it's that blue stuff right there. Some gelatinous gridlock. I'm going to buy 5 and put 1 in each furnace, just so it limits the furnace to 10 charcoal powder instead of 20, and it doesn't waste it as much. Just like this. And should I put 1 in here too? Actually I am, because it's also being powered by charcoal. There. Now we're technically only using 50 charcoal per whatever second it is. I don't really know, it doesn't tell us. But yeah, now let's actually move on to quicklime powder. So for quicklime powder, you're gonna need 9 crucibles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 crucibles. And each of these crucibles is gonna have a crusher after it. And it's all gonna be merged together. But for now, let's leave it like that. Let's actually work on getting the limestone there. So, now how am I gonna do this? I didn't really think about how I'm gonna get all the stone into the crucible. Each one of these makes 20, and each crucible needs 6.7, I believe. So if we're using 3, it needs 20.1. So 1 should technically be enough to feed 3. So we're gonna need like 3 of these. But how am I gonna fit them here? I didn't really think of that. Also, this kind of buys a lot of wood. So it'd probably be a better option just to put the what's it called? The portal right here and have a conveyor lift feed the money in here. Just like so. So yeah, this is probably way better than having the thing right here and have it buy a bunch of wood. Okay, so after doing some research, I figured out how you could stack the stone crushers or stuff that you usually can't stack. And the way you do that is by using some blocks. Just to outline what you're gonna need to stack like this. I think that's high enough. And we're gonna use some of these here. You could use blocks on the other side, but for this build I'm using this. And you use this. You could hit T. The original one is this one, which is not the one we need. We need the one that needs iron. But 2 like that, and then you flip it around and boom, just like that you have that. And now I should just be able to put this on top like this and put this right here. Boom, we have that there. But I'm gonna use it like this, just so it doesn't look that high. Next thing to figure out is how am I get the money up there? Oh, I've already figured it out. We're gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use, where is it? This thingy right here, and just put a bunch of blocks up and connect it. Boom. Now technically this is gonna be giving money in. It's gonna separate it this way, and that's gonna give us that. And over here, what we need to do next is connect it like this. And we're basically gonna do the same for this one. Like that, and this is gonna split like this. That's gonna feed there, and that's gonna do its thing, and this is gonna feed it onto these 3. And lastly, this one's gonna bring its resources down like this. And it's gonna split it into these three. Right here, I'm just gonna do this. And put the conveyor like that. And, ooh, one thing I am forgetting to link this. So technically this should work. We're gonna have a conveyor maybe along this path, which is gonna connect to here. And this is gonna be the conveyor that's gonna have all our money. And we're gonna have it all around here. And that one's gonna connect that. And then this one's gonna connect to that one, which is gonna be like a little bit more. And yeah, hopefully it works. Hopefully, maybe not, maybe won't. But this is what we have so far. And we could just test it by doing this. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I just realized we're missing another one of these here. So far, everything seems to be working. Our charcoal power is going. This is not going because we ran out of money. But yeah, it's working. Now the next thing we need for fertilizer is going to be plant ash. And like I mentioned previously, this needs sage to be put in a crucible in order to get plant ash. So let's go ahead and do that now. I believe we're gonna need 3 crucibles and 3 crushers, and that should be enough for 4 assemblers. But before we do anything, let's actually put down these assemblers. We have to leave 1 space for the first input and then another space for the second input, and that should be good to go. Let's put 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I lied. Plant ash doesn't need pressure, so here we could just directly merge it like this and bring it down like this. And then here is where we're gonna have this conveyor lead like this. That connects to that one. This one connects to that one. This one connects to that one. And this one connects to that one. Just like that. Should take care of the plant ash portion. Now we got to figure out how we're gonna feed the quick lime powder in here. So I'm gonna put some wood on top of this, and just so we can merge all of this. But before we do that, let's actually put down the conveyor lifts like this. So I don't know if it's efficient for me to just merge everything like this or not. Like, will it cause problems in the future? Let's just choose the right recipe. Fertilizer, fertilizer, and more fertilizer. It's all gonna merge back into somewhere. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have it merged this way. After all, planning on having a nursery right here that's gonna feed this sage. Okay, and now that we're done with that, let's actually connect some sage in here. So for now, I'm going to put a chest and have it being fed like this. This should be 100% efficient. We have infinite wood. Why are you not feeding it wood? Oh, right. This needs money. This should have infinite power since we're buying wood, and it's feeding it into here, making it into charcoal and feeding all of these efficiently. And it should be making 60 fertilizer per minute. And then it's all going to be brought back in. Some is going to be stored in a chest, and some is going to be fed in here to make sage. And it's a loop. Loop. Now, I just realized something. So an important thing to do is to make sure that this conveyor merges all the way to the end, because if you do it the other way around like this one's only gonna get 6.7 quick lime powder, And this one's gonna get enough. This one's gonna get enough. This one's gonna get the most, actually. It's gonna get all of these. So make sure you bring this conveyor all the way over here. So in case there's extra, it gets fed over here. And make sure all your things are connected. Whoops. But yeah, just some tips that I just figured out. And that's basically the fertilizer factory done. It looks a little bit weird and wonky, but it is efficient. The only thing that's left to do is to build a nursery right here and and make sure it's giving 60 sage. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. I didn't really like how much it poked out there, so instead I'm just gonna use this space right here and build 3. 1, 2, 3, and have this feeding in it like this. And all this is gonna come together and be fed like that. Ta-da! Now this is complete. Kind of long and bulky, but it's okay. I don't really mind. You know what I do mind is this. I mean, I could have just put it to the side if I knew I was going to use all this space. Like right here. And not have to do all of this. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? This is making us 60 fertilizer per minute, but we're wasting 30 here. Actually, how much are we wasting? It's 12. So 60 divided by 12 is 5. And then times 3. That's 15. We're wasting 15 fertilizer here. So in reality, we're only making 45 fertilizer per minute. So, not much, but hey, what can we do? So that's the fertilizer machinery farm done. I'm probably just gonna use this land to make a lot of fertilizer and have all the plant stuff being made, and the potion. So potion, green potion here, and once we unlock or research the yellow potion right here, we'll have that being made here. So green, yellow, maybe there's a red, I don't know, purple. That'll be our potion land. So yeah, once you make a blueprint out of this, you can just paste it one there, paste another one here, and another. And that's gonna make you more fertilizer. And guess what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna do just that. So let's make this a blueprint real quick and get to pasting. Just kidding, because we have to look at this daily summary of our earnings. We earned nothing. Oh boy. But before we do that, let's actually get our shop in order. Also, before actually copying the blueprint, I removed the chest and put some conveyors just so it's the same line as this, because eventually that's where all the money's gonna come in through, and it's just gonna connect like that. In case y'all are following this isn't really a tutorial, but I thought I'd let y'all know in case y'all are using it as a tutorial. So yeah. Anyways, let's start putting down a bunch of fertilizer setups. I'm thinking about putting 3 down for now. Okay, so we moved the blueprint over here and put it down like 3 times over. And I've also gone ahead and put this conveyor, which is bringing all the money that's gonna make the portals work, from all the way over here to over there, just so it buys stuff automatically. And to kickstart it off, all you have to do is put some fuel in that chest right here, just so it starts burning everything. And once that starts, then it's GG's from there on. Something that I would change right now, my blueprint though, is probably remove these 2 conveyors because this only needs what's it called? How much does it need? 60 divided by 12 seconds is 5, and it used 15, I think, right? This is the fuel, right? It takes 12 seconds, and 12 times 5 is 60, and then times 3, that's 15. So it only really needs the first one, and then the rest could just be brought out like this and go wherever they need to go. Like that. All right. And something else you are gonna need to do is feed this a little bit of fertilizer beforehand. Or you could just connect the chest right here. Doesn't have to be this chest. Connect this chest and simply feed it some sage that you already have grown in your other plots, just so you don't have to create fertilizer. But that's why that box is there. It's totally not just a coincidence. It's a coincidence. I had not planned this out at all. But still. Lucky me, I guess. And now these could all get redirected into wherever they need to go. Whether it's a chest, wherever that may be. Don't know. But for now, I'm just going to put a chest at the end of these. Just so it starts collecting some fertilizer for now. Ooh, you know one thing I'm realizing now? Is that the power is not enough. Oh no, that's a big problem. A big, big problem. That's a problem, a big problem. For some reason I thought one would be enough for everything, but it turns out it's not. What do I do? So I don't have footage of it, but I figured out how to fix it. I just added another table saw below it, and then just basically copied the rest. A portal down here. This lift splits all the way over here, feeds it over here. This conveyor lift merges with the other one, and then that sends it up here to be burnt. And I just basically added another crucible up here. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, let's get back to where we were. Currently, I'm trying to make a stackable blueprint for the nursery because we're gonna need it for our green potion maker. We need sage and the other plants. I keep forgetting what it is, so confirm. Let's get rid of all of this too. Okay, green potion, we're gonna need this. Let's put it down here, and then we're gonna need the stackable blueprint, which are going to be right here. We're missing iron. 47 iron? Really? That's a lot. Wow. Okay. It's crazy. And then we're gonna have to... Ooh, how's that gonna work? Huh. Maybe if we do it like this. 2. And then this will just connect straight in like that. This one will be like this, which will be brought down by this. Ta-da! And then here... Oh, day 25 already? No way. That's a lot of days that are flying by so fast. Let's say we're gonna have the thing coming in through here. Like that. And then this one's just gonna be brought up. So, pop up goes in there. Fertilizer goes here too. And hopefully it just needs 2. 20 per minute. I don't think it is. It's gonna need 3, isn't it? because we need 16 per minute. And this grinds how much per minute? Pretty sure it's 10 per minute, 20 per minute. Oh yeah, 60, 60, 60. I mean 20, 40, 60. Yeah, that does make sense. 20 per minute, and this makes 20 per minute. What? In the heck? So you're telling me in order to make this functional to its maximum capacity, I'm gonna need a lot of these for this to work. If that's the case, couldn't I just make this on top of this? I have to say, 47 per thing is crazy. Like, there's no way why this needs so much. Well, let's just roll the clips of me putting every single one until it's done. Enjoy. Well, it's been a while and I did it again. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to hit record. Well, yeah. I don't remember what I did last, but I decided to remove the top part and not put that thing on top of it since it required a lot of resources and I'm kind of broke right now. And all I basically did was make the blueprint, finish it as y'all can see, and hook it up with all the resources, and it's working nicely now. I mean, one thing is that it's bottlenecked over here since there's too much stuff coming through here. I wonder if we could upgrade our conveyors later on or something. But yeah, this is bottlenecked. Huh. Really didn't think about that. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It was a very productive one, even though we didn't really make much money. We actually lost quite a bit. This was full by the start of the episode and now it's empty. But we did our production line of fertilizer, and we also made our nursery schematic or blueprint. Maybe I'll upgrade it and fix some of the bottlenecks later on, but yeah, stay tuned. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. This is Bob, signing out.